Hello Aquarius, Sun and Rising. This is going to be your spring equinox reading. What is your greatest concern? Hopefully we can find the answers for you in this reading, or what will be your greatest concern. So we're going to do a couple of decks, pull from a couple of decks for this reading. I'm going to be using an oracle card from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck by Colette Reed to point us in the direction or give a visual of where you're starting off the spring months. And then we're going to pull two cartomancy cards to highlight what may be your greatest concern in this season coming up. If those two kind of resonate with you, you can rest assured that the rest of the reading may, as far as the predictive reading, I'm going to be using five tarot cards to look into what your next 3 months developments and how your situation may be playing out over the next 3 months. And then we're going to pull a Wild Offering Oracle card to see a message for what would be helpful for you to release to the divine in regards to your concern. Okay, this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if the Sun sign does not answer your question or concern, your moon or rising just might. Okay, so your oracle card is wide open. Being here in this space is definitely, for some of you, a place of freedom, that anything can happen. You're wide open to the possibilities. There are a number of possibilities that many of you are considering. You definitely coming from a higher perspective coming into this season. You feel hopeful. And it's almost as if anything can happen. Anything goes. Anything can go. You are open to the possibilities of what the universe has in store for you, kind of literally here. Some of you are in a place of freedom to kind of make the season what you want it to be. I feel like it's, I'm getting that. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. You can, pretty much look over the horizon and see that it's yours. The world is yours. The world is your oyster, pretty much, with this card. So that's a good way to start out the season. So not much more to say about this card, except like really the possibilities are endless. You have an open canvas to pretty much look into what you're walking into. Some of you may have a number of options where you're being open to those options or open to those possibilities. You're definitely not restricting yourself in the spring. You kind of letting your hair down and seeing things again from a higher optimistic perspective. Some of you have had to kind of climb a mountain to get here to this point, and that you may feel as if a certain struggle is over, where you've overcome some issues. That gives you this freedom of, this is where you are, this is what you're starting off the spring season with. So it's much more of a going with the flow card. You're definitely doing that. Okay. So for some of you, there's a concern with maintaining balance within your finances, getting what you deserve. For some of you, getting what is owed to you in some way. If you've been a help to others, you're expecting that to come back. You're also working with the energy of kind of karma in the sense of expecting in return what you put out into the world. Putting out good, you're expecting that good in return. You have those good intentions where you are expecting to see a return in even investments that you're making. some of you, there could be something here that you're trying to make right in the form of either a relationship, but it could be mostly making things right and fair and balanced again in a partnership for some of you. Okay. Some of you are trying to raise your level of what you're attracting to yourself. I feel like for some of you, you feel like you've reached a plateau, either through your financial status, security, or through your physical or just overall emotional self. Your sense of self has risen to a place where you feel that you can attract, that you deserve more than maybe what you settled for in the past. You're open to the possibilities of what some new level in your life is going to be bringing you in the form of connections with people. Mostly I get a sense of like you're really, what your concern is this, like you putting that out into your world or into your atmosphere, that's something that's on its way coming back to you. Okay, I'm really kind of getting that reciprocity. Some of you are trying to get over this level of shyness or timidity, or when it comes to asking for what you want, whether that be asking for what you want out of a relationship, or feeling like you're getting what you deserve for the work that you put into a job. Some of you may be wanting a raise, an increase, and you need to be working on that part of you that holds back from asking for what it is that you deserve. So we have the Four of Swords, we have the World, we have the Sun, Ten of Swords, and a Mirror Disc, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so again, fresh, optimistic with the spring season, with the Sun card, happiness, definitely. But for some of you, there's something here that you're settling, or something's getting settled. It could be in the way of finances, again, getting what you're owed. Some of you could hear from someone you have not heard from in a long time. There's an ending, but with an opportunity coming through. For some of you, I feel that there's someone who's maybe been holed up or has isolated themselves that is going to be showing an appearance or making an appearance. You're going to see someone within the next 3 months that you haven't seen or heard from in quite some time. They could have some good news to share with you, but I feel for some of you, it ends a worry, it ends a concern. And there's a matter that's going to be settled through reconnecting with this person, especially if it's someone who owes you something. Again, I feel like, again, there's some good karma kind of coming back around to you in the next 3 months with this season. Could be the next 3 months or the next 3 to 6 months. Okay. I am seeing too that there could be some travel, but for some of you, there's that possibility. Of course, be careful traveling, and with sickness and things that are going on here. I feel like for some of you, definitely need to be taking precautions in regard if it comes to travel. But there may be some plans that are changed or postponed, or some other type of event or reason to travel. There could be putting an end to things, and there's kind of a wait and see type of attitude that you may need to take from things being rearranged just due to circumstances beyond your control. But I feel that for many of you, any changes that come about, you'll kind of roll with them. Um, Again, with this starting off with this attitude of being wide open. Oh yeah, for those of you as well too, that need to maybe work on asking for what you want and getting over that shyness or timidity about that. Um, I do feel that there is this kind of dying of the ego. Some of you, there's an aspect of your world that is going through a shift or change. Definitely some type of conclusion to one stage of your life. One way of being, but it's like something that has been a part of your identity. I feel that this is something that's going to be a change or noticeable change for others around you, in the form of something that you've outgrown or have, again, reached. Some of you, again, with this, I feel like I've climbed a mountain here. With the World card, there's some success showing up, and then you have the Sun, which is reiterating that success. But I feel like with that success, with this growth, there's some type of pattern that you are putting an end to, which is, in a sense, I really get the depth of the ego with this card, as it shows kind of this uh, person here, that could be representative of what the person that was shed and revealing, who's been underneath that. If any of you felt like you've had to wear a mask in any situation, or I get a sense of clarity, clarity of thought about what you want to put an end to in your life, or where you, some of you may feel like you've outgrown where you have lived up until this point. There's this new cycle for some of you. You may be feeling like you're just either you're done with a specific place or space, world, in a sense of a community or an environment. Okay, you may be ready to change, but you may be taking things slow. I also feel like for some of you, you will overcome some of the anxiety that you've had, again, with going after what it is that you want. So for some of you, I do feel like you're shedding your skin, shedding a skin, in a sense. If I was talking about a snake, I guess if I would be, I'm not calling you one, or like coming out of your shell. I'm definitely getting that here with this energy. You've been coming out of your shell lately, and it's something that's going to be continuing. And as you come out of shell, you leave that hole behind. So again, wherever you felt like you've outgrown a situation, or your time here is up, you've gone through this cycle, you've learned all that you've needed to learn about this path, of this, while you've been in this space or place. I feel that this will be something where you're ready to kind of move on here. Even if it's something in your mind, I feel like for some of you in your career, there will be this opportunity to, this could literally be dropping one title for another, and settling. There definitely will be some type of change with how you're paid, or the amount of money that you're paid. So being concerned about that, getting what you deserve, or what you put in, getting out what you put into a situation. I do feel like you will have something to be happy about. This is a success. So some of you, this is a promotion that allows you to end some type of struggling. There may have been something about one position where it was a little stressful. So I'm seeing an end to some type of stressful situation. For some of you, this is an end of waiting for someone to come out of their isolation or heal. Now, some of you, there's going to be a lot of things that are just shut down in regards to your career. Shut down, or you're dealing with change, and then, but there's something here where you're able to kind of slow down your pace a little bit. So there could be this sense of there being blessing in disguise with something that's not exactly, a good situation, but there's something here where you can take advantage of it for yourself. Um, it may allow you to take a much needed break. Um, and it may not affect your financial security, and it actually might help you in a sense. Some of you may find that you have a little bit more time on your hands to kind of stop and smell the roses, and really sit with yourself in the sense of taking stock of where you are, what has changed. Some of you really closed a major cycle. Now, some of you, I do feel it's a possibility that some of you may be feeling like you're putting an end to. I'm not really getting a habit here, and it's even rough to call it a relationship. But I feel and in some way there's some type of ending here. There's someone that or something that you're cutting out. It could be and it could be just even a way of relating with the same person. There's maybe this slow down or somewhat of a break that some of you are feeling like you're taking, or someone's taking from you from your relationship here. There also could be this distance where a relationship kind of succumbs to the fact that it's maybe fizzled out in a sense, or it's just you're finding yourself in different places in life. But however, whatever that means here, I do get a sense that you have greater clarity about yourself. And so if this is something or a situation that's not fitting in your life anymore, I do feel like you will do so, kind of move on slowly, but I almost feel like there's a relationship that's going to go from maybe romantic to more friendship, or where your communication has to do with more practical concerns, or like if you shared assets or something, there's a sense of dividing those and dividing fairly. You've taken on responsibility here, but there's a sense of there being a settling to this. So is that something to go on further? It's something to put an end to. So, so for those of you who are single, I'm getting that some of you may find someone that inspires you to kind of shut down some type of like profile online, like if it's not social media, a dating site or something like this. For some of you, you could be finding your relationship through this medium, but within this next 3 months, I'm seeing there's that a meeting or connection creating this radical change where your profile will no longer exist. You'll be enjoying more of the world and where the sun is out rather than being hooked up to the World Wide Web in that sense here. I feel like for some of you, you may be done with keeping yourself isolated and only communicating in that way. You want to get more outdoors, and of course the weather of course would do that. But I feel like for some of you, you're really feeling that there's more meaningful connections, or there is going to be at least one meaningful connection that kind of gets your head out of your out of your computer or out of your phone, and there's something here where you're enjoying more of the physical meeting with someone, practical, um, going on kind of a start of a commitment. I'm seeing that by the end of the 3 months, that some of you may be getting into the start of a new commitment. Um, so I do feel like for some of you there is some type of drastic change, but it's a change in a good way, because it's shedding something that is just not a part of your life anymore. You feel that. And you feel that in a good way, and it's like a weight lifted off, because you're freeing yourself from isolation, or again, someone may be coming out of hiding in a way that lets you put, there's definitely going to be some settling to some type of situation that will make you happy, and something coming in your favor. So for some of you, you've kind of had an inkling, or you've been especially kind of holding out faith here, in a sense. With this is like your concern is kind of getting what you deserve, getting what's owed to you. That's where I feel like that's coming. It is coming, and it may have taken some time. But you will notice as well too, someone that you see has changed a lot. This is really something you're going to notice, and I get a sense of changing for the better. Someone who's gained a lot more stability in their life. That's something that you're going to notice that will make you feel happy. So there's something here where the way you're being seen is changing, or the way you see someone in particular is going to be changing. So some of you may be kind of maybe re-exploring possibilities with a cycle that has completed or ended. For some of you, I get a sense, if you do make a connection, again, it could be on the web, but it could be, well, however, when you come together physically with someone, it is going to have you kind of putting an end to the way that you look at the world, see the world. I do kind of see that you just have a clear view too of what you want. I feel that some of you, in the way and what the type of people you attract is going to be changing. For some of you, the type that you're going to be going for could be changing. I feel some of you are going from, if you're leaving one relationship, or one relationship is done, your next partner is going to be a drastically different person from who your ex was. Okay, it could be something drastically different about them physically, or like they could be a different culture here. I'm picking up a little bit here, so so I feel like once something is settled, though, there's still a sense of you taking things slow. Even with a new position, if it's a new job that you're getting, an opportunity to leave one position and go into another. I get a sense of a long-term commitment, or at least a meaningful position or contract where you feel like you're... Some of you could be getting some position where you're working from home, actually. So some of you may be spending more time on the computer, actually. I'm seeing that, but you're happy to do that. I feel like you would be happy to do that. There's an end to some type of travel aspect for some of you, or there's plans initially with travel that will be changing kind of how you conduct business, how you do your work. So that's a change that's definitely going to be happening. But I feel like it's a welcome change for you. Okay? Let's look into what your oracle card has to say. This is the Wild Offerings Oracle deck. What you need to release in regards to this concern. Looks like you're already in a space where you're kind of releasing and being open to what is coming to you, if it's in alignment with where you are here. I'm not getting too much of a negative connotation with this Ten of Swords in this reading here. I really am getting kind of like really kind of out with the old, but in with a new way. It's just something is shifting, changing from one way of doing something. The way you approached work, the way you approached a relationship, the way you approached a person is going to be different. There's something here where there's a value shift in what you value. Or expect out of a situation or individual. Okay. Striving. Eventually, the individual ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. Okay, so really, I feel, Aquarius, again, you will be kind of going with the flow, but also very aware of what you've overcome and what opportunities you have based on overcoming, based on putting it into some type of stress, or there being something settled in your life. There's something here where could be showing staying power, or someone that could be showing staying power in your life. There's a sense here that there will be some solid communication, talks, or exchange here that does have you open to the possibilities and very happy about what's on its way to you. Okay, so that is your reading, Aquarius. I do hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Again, if this did not address your concern, check your moon or your rising. Okay. Yeah, I feel like some of you are going to be getting over some anxiety with public or being out in the open, communicating with others. I feel like this is a stage of your life that you're overcoming that. I'm really kind of getting that here, that you're a lot more, yes, with the openness, trusting, not being naive in that sense, but I feel, again, whatever you've been fixated on as far as, holding yourself up, there's this, like, you're ready to kind of open the window, there's, and let what's out in a sense. So I hope this was helpful. Take care.